Hey everyone, my name is Ronak and this is Python programming tutorials right from the scratch. This is tutorial number 34 and in this tutorial I will be covering the SQLite. So till now I have covered a lot of external modules, okay, and now I actually think I am done with the external modules, and now I will teach you some another functionalities of the Python. So for now I will be covering the SQLite, which is also known as SQLite 3, and this is an inbuilt module in the Python, and what it lets you do is it is the form of compressed, not compressed I would say, it is a smaller version of the MySQL. MySQL is basically the database, okay, and now we are going to learn the database connectivity using the Python. And this SQLite is basically embedded within, so like if you can create a little bit of small applications, you can actually store the values in the database embedded within the Python program. So this one is really good. So let's begin. So first of all, let's just import SQLite. So it is SQLite 3, okay, and now the databases are usually formed with a couple of values which actually store the data. So it will be a table, okay. This is a structured database. I might cover the non-structured databases in the future tutorials, but for now just focus on this one. So structured database consists of rows and columns, and it is pretty much structured, well organized. So it begins with the two things. It is the connection and the cursor. Connection basically will connect to a database, that is it will create a database, and the cursor will actually execute the commands in it. So let's begin. So first of all, let me just make a connection, and let's say SQLite 3 dot connect, and in here place the name of the database whatever you want. So let's say abc.sql. alright, and now you have to create a cursor. Cursor is like I said, is going to help you create the commands. So connection, okay, this connection holds this, and now connection dot cursor. Yeah, now the cursor has been created. Now first of all, let me show you how to create a database, then we will be adding some values in it, and after that we will try to manipulate those values. So like you can update the values, you can retrieve the values, and you can delete the values, okay. So first of all, let's create a function and say create table, so CT short form, why not. And now in here what you have to do is you have to say c dot execute. So this is the cursor, and like I said, the cursor executes all of the commands, and the command to create a table is create, okay, create table and table name. So table name you can give it anything you want. So let's say ABC, why not. So the connection and the name of the table is pretty much similar, and I might actually change this. So let's say df, and now this thing basically takes one more thing. It says create table if not exists, okay. This is actually essential. If you have a little bit of experience regarding this SQL, you might have not used this thing, but this is actually essential because it is going to check the database, okay, that if it doesn't exist I have to create it. It goes like that. And now after that what you have to do is create table name if not exist, and this, and now just say, now inside this you have to place whatever you want. So let's say ID, and it will take a parameter known as real. So real is actually associated with the integers and like the numbers, okay. And the next thing is let's say name, and over here type text, okay. So this is the basic thing, and now what we will do is okay, this is just fine. And now let's also add some values in this. Alright, so let's say insert values. So insert values, oops, IV, I think there is something. So let's just say add values, okay, and c dot execute. And now in order to add the values, what you have to type is insert into, and the name of your table, so it is def, and then you have to say values, okay. And now here you can place a value. So ID is real, so for real let's say 1, and name, that is the text, so it will be enclosed within the quotes. And let's say Ronak. In the same manner you can add more values. So let me add some few values so that we will be later we can manipulate those values. Yeah, that's just fine. And now next thing, whenever you are inserting something, okay, you are manipulating it. So this is one of the commands. So you have to say c dot connection dot commit. So what it will do is it will say, yeah, you have to accept this, okay, and then you have to say no, this is just fine. Okay, now we just come out of the function, and now let's just call the functions. Okay, and av, that is add values, and now these two functions are declared. Now what next thing you have to do is you have to close these things. So you have to close the connection and you have to close the cursor. So we will just say c dot close, and now we will close the connection, because this is actually essential. Now let's just run this thing. Yeah, it has been executed. Now if we check over here, we will find it. Yeah, it is here. It has actually created the ABC, but the name is df, and now this is pretty much something that is not human readable. So now what we can do is, so this was some basics associated with the creating and adding the values. Now let's have a look at manipulating it. So let's say df, and let's say view. So this in this manner what we can do is we can actually view what is inside the the table. Okay, so we can say c dot, and then we can say execute, and the command is select, and then say select star. So select star basically is going to display everything. So we can say select star from, okay, select star from, and the name of the table, so it is df from table. Okay, and now what you have to do is, in order to display all of this, what you have to do is you have to create a new thing. So what I will do is I will say actually table for t, which is equal to, we have to say c dot, okay, find I'm sorry, fetch all. So what fetch all is going to do is it will actually fetch all of the values from it. Alright, and now let's just print the t, that is table, and now let's just call the function. So let's say view. Okay, yeah, we get both the values. So we have inserted one Ronak, second Mrityunjay. Fine. In the same manner, what we can do is we can also organize this code a little bit so that it goes really well in the form of a actual table. Okay, and we can say for row in, so we have to display in the form of the rows. For row in c dot fetch all, and inside the loop we can say print row. This is just fine because this will actually give you in an organized manner. Yeah, we actually get in the form of the table. So this was viewing. Okay, this was actually viewing. Now what we can do is we can also manipulate it. So now let's say if we want to actually update the values. Okay, so what we can say is, so let's say update for up, and let's say c dot execute. Okay, c dot execute, and say update from, okay, and def update from, that is the table name, and say set, okay, and set values, I'm sorry, set now what we have to change. So we have what if we want to change the ID of the Ronak? Okay, so set ID is equal to 3. Okay, where, so this where is actually essential, and from ID where, okay, so it will say ID where, let's say name is equal to Ronak. Okay, and then you have to connection dot commit. So we actually wanted to accept, it should say I am accepting this, and now let's just call the function. So it's up. Okay, so update from table name set id is equal to 3 where name is equal to Rana. I might have messed up something in the syntax, so yeah, it runs. Okay, so I'm sorry, I actually typed from over here. So the syntax is update the table name set id is equal to 3 where name is equal to Ronak. Now the id of the Ronak should have been changed, so now let's just view it. Okay, let's just view this thing. Yeah, the id changed. And one more thing regarding the viewing, I actually forgot to tell you. You can also say select star from def and mention over here where, and you can say anything. So where id is equal to 2, so now it will give you only the value of the Mrutyunjay. In the same manner, we can also say where name is equal to, and just place the name over here. Alright. Yeah. Okay, and the last thing that I would like to tell you is you can also, and one more thing, you can also actually change the names. You can also change the name over here. Okay, so we can say where set name is equal to let's say RJ, where name is equal to Ronak. And now let's try to change the thing, and the code has been executed. Now let's just view this. Oops, what the hell. Yeah, good. What have I messed? Oh, let me just get rid of this. It actually was saying where name is equal to Ronak, but the name has been changed to RJ. Yeah, you get the values. And now last thing that I would like to tell you regarding this is deleting. Okay, so let's say def del for delete, and say c dot, oops, what the hell, c dot execute, and what you have to say is delete from, okay, delete from def, that is the name of the table. So syntax goes like this: delete from table name where the condition. So where we can say id is equal to 2, and 2 is basically the Mrutyunjay, so the value of the Mrutyunjay will be deleted. Okay, and just say connection dot commit, because that is essentially, that is essential. A slip of tongue. And now just call the function. Okay, now let's just check this. Oh, I'm sorry, because the del is basically, the the system variable of the Python, so it was not accepting it. Let's say delay, and let's call this. Yeah, the code has been executed. Now let's just call the function. We have to view it, and we have to view all, and the Mrutyunjay is gone. So now you might have got a little bit of idea regarding the the SQLite, and this was the basic of the databases, because you will definitely need databases in the web development, or like anything, basically anything. You can also create a small application and you need a database to store the values. Okay, so this was some basics. So a little bit of revision over here. First of all, import, create a connection, create a cursor. Cursor holds the execute commands. So for creating, this is the syntax: create table if not exists, table name, and the the values whatever you want. So what you actually want, so id and name. And in order to declare the numbers, you have to say real. In order to declare the strings, that is the names, you have to say text. Then you can add values using this, say insert into, and whatever, blah blah blah, insert into table name values, and you can place the values over here. And don't forget to do the connection dot commit, because this is essential. And then you can view using the select. If you add where and the condition, you can view individual value. Okay, and this is a organized way to do this. So you can say for row in, and c dot fetch all is essential because it will fetch the value and then you can print it, and then you can also update the values. Okay, so just have a look at the syntax, and what you can do is you can actually try it for yourself, and I would recommend you to try it because otherwise you won't get it. Okay, and if you're a kind of a person who has actually tried SQL back then, or has a little bit of experience with the databases, you are actually going to get this really easily, and just play with it. And this concludes the tutorial. So thank you for watching. Goodbye.